firsts, lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrated each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Today's students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time when you will always look back at and say, you know what? Those were incredibly special years. Never experienced before I arrived and never replicated after you leave college.
continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. 161 years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Afternoon baseball here from Nicolay Field. Non-conference contest between Penn State Behrend Lions and your Adrian College Bulldogs. I'm Mike Prang, ladies and gentlemen, bringing you today's game. This game was added yesterday morning as Penn State Behrend was originally supposed to play Marietta, but a late cancellation by them. Adrian College was able to pick them up for their 40th and final regular season contest before postseason play. Penn State on the season coming in with a 24-10-1 record. Adrian 26-13 on the season. Their conference season is completed. We are still waiting on final seeding based on today's Alma versus Kalamazoo doubleheader. If Alma sweeps Kalamazoo, Adrian will have a share of the MIAA title with the Scots, but will hold the number 1 seed as they defeated Alma 2-1 earlier in the year, so they hold the tiebreaker. If there is a split with Kalamazoo and Alma, Adrian will share the MIAA title with Kalamazoo, but the Hornets will have the number 1 seed and the tournament will be played at Kalamazoo. If Kalamazoo goes on to sweep Alma. Kalamazoo will outright win the MIAA. Leading off for Penn State Behrend, first baseman number 18, Hank Schaefer. Leading off today is Hank Schaefer, the first baseman for Penn State. He takes strike one. On the mound for Adrian is number 32, Ben Bates. As he throws a fastball outside, evens the count 1-1. For the Bulldogs in the field, A.J. Miranda at first, Jacob Charles at second, Nick Bruder at shortstop, and Ryan Davis at third. The outfield from left to right, Brendan Willitson in left, Daniel Shipman in center, and Jackson McGuigan in right field. Zach Wade is behind the plate for the Bulldogs. Count runs to 3-1 to Schaefer. He's leading off, followed by Silvio Ionati. Three hitter is Dylan Barnes. Fourth hitter, David Gibson. As there's a ball rolled over to Charles at second. He'll pick it up, throw it over to first for out number one. Now batting the shortstop, number 7, Silvio Ionati. Back to the Penn State lineup. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Dan Boehm. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Anthony Slate. Seventh, the center fielder, Spencer Dietz. Followed by the right fielder, Chase Palmer, and Tom Nicely to round out the starting lineup for Behrend. So count evens 1-1. First pitch a ball. Next pitch catches the outside corner. It's a breaking ball called for strike 2. Ionati batting .400 on the season in 33 games. He's making his 33rd start of the year. He's got 44 hits. He's scored 47 times. So Ionati reaches first on the walk. Now batting second baseman, number 6, Dylan Barnes. That brings Barnes to the plate. Barnes hitting .326 on the season. So he'll take first pitch strike on the outside corner. Cloudy day here at Nicolay Field. Behrend wearing their all gray jerseys with blue numbers. Adrian in the gold tops with white pants and white caps. Barnes swings and rips this one foul down the third baseline, bringing the count 1-2. Ben Bates on the season, making his second start. His 12th appearance. He's got an ERA of .368 as that one gets away. And Ionati moves up to second on the wild pitch. Bates is 0-1 on the year. He's pitched 14 2/3. Most of his appearances come in relief, but opponents hitting just .160 against him. This one's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Now batting the third baseman, number 12, David Gibson. Brings Gibson to the plate, batting .371 on the season. Leads the team with 49 hits. As he hits this one over, Ryan Davis fields at third, picks up, throws across the diamond for out number 3. And that'll do it for Behrend in the top of the first. They leave a runner stranded, and we head to the bottom of the inning with Bulldogs coming back. Leading off for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the first, shortstop number 5, Nick Bruder. Welcome back, bottom of the first. Nick Bruder leading off for the Bulldogs. Ethan Tinker on the mound for Penn State Behrend. His first pitch is high for a ball. Tinker making his 8th start of the season. He sits 3-1 with a 3.75 ERA. He leads the team with 36 innings pitched, as he's quickly down 2-0 to Bruder. Bruder on pace to win the MIAA batting title right now. He leads Adrian with a .399 batting average. And he's ahead 3-0. Around Bruder, he's got 61 hits on the year, leads the team, along with 10 doubles, 1 triple, 26 RBIs. He's walked 15 times. Make that his 16th walk of the season. So the Bulldogs have the leadoff man aboard. Now batting the second baseman, number 4, Jacob Charles. That brings Charles to the plate, hitting 288 on the season. And he'll look at first pitch called strike, just gets the outside corner. Bruder takes off for second. Pitch is out for a ball. He'll slide in safe. So a stolen base for Nick Bruder. That's his 12th of the season. And Charles stands in the box with a 1-1 count. Charles rips this one down the right field line. Bruder's rounding third. He's going to score. Charles headed to second. Ball gets a kick, and he's on his way to third. And he's going to have himself a RBI triple. And the Bulldogs jump out to a quick 1-0 lead. Right fielder Palmer had trouble picking that ball up. Took a bounce off the fence in the corner. Now batting third baseman, number 17, Ryan Davis. So Davis stands in, takes first pitch, breaking ball for a strike. Davis hitting .320 on the season. Counts even at 1-1. It's good to see Davis back in the lineup. He suffered from a little bit of a hamstring tightness last week. So he sat out for a game against Albion and then DH'd yesterday. So he swings through that one, fouls it off, brings the count 1-2. He'll swing and miss at the breaking ball, strike 3, so that's the first out of the inning. Now batting the first baseman, number 30, A.J. Miranda. That brings Miranda to the plate. Miranda looks first pitch ball outside. He's hitting .336 on the season. Takes a ball low, brings the count to 2-1. On defense for Behrend, Schaefer at first, Barnes at second, Gibson at third, and Ionati at short. That one's taken low for a ball, 3-1. In the outfield, Slayton left, Dietz in center, Palmer and right. Tom nicely behind the plate doing the catching, and like I said, Ethan Tinker on the mound. Miranda hits this one up the middle, and that'll be an RBI single, and it'll be 2-0. Now batting the right fielder, number 19, Jackson McGuigan. First pitch strike to McGuigan. He's appearing in his 10th game this season, making his 3rd start. He's only got 10 at-bats so far in the year. He swings at that one, foul. So he quickly is down 0-2. A lot of McGuigan's appearances have been as a pinch runner. So he scored 5 times. He's only got 2 hits on the season. There's a pickoff attempt from Tinker over to first. Coach Craig Rainey going with a little bit of a different lineup for this non-conference contest. Not your usual outfielders, as we normally would see Joe Casal in right, Easton Rogers in left, and Jack Boyke in center, but he's given those guys the day off. Pretty similar infield to what we would see. And then David Kedrow's got the day off catching behind the plate. Off-speed pitch taken high for a ball. As McGuigan lifts this one to left. And that's going to be caught by Slate for the second out of the inning. Miranda will retreat back to first. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Anthony Manarino. Now batting the designated hitter, number 24, Anthony Manarino. Manarino takes first pitch ball outside. Make it ball 2. non-conference game is a pretty big game for both teams, as Penn State Behrend is sitting at the top of their conference. Adrian sitting at the top of theirs, but both solid opponents that this will help their RPI in chance of getting at-large bids if neither team picks up the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament after winning a conference tournament. Adrian currently regionally ranked. The regional rankings play very much into effect when the NCAA selects its at-large bids. So the 2-1 pitch to Manarino's fouled off. Evens the count 2-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Adrian leading 2-0. 2-2 pitch, catches the outside corner, called strike 3, and that'll sit Manarino down and end the first inning. But the Bulldogs do strike twice and jump out to an early 2-0 lead. We'll be back with the second inning as Benton Bates heads back out to the mound. Leading off, the designated hitter, number 15, Dan Boehm. Here we are, top of the second. Dan Boehm leading things off. He swings that first pitch, fouls it towards the Adrian dugout. Boehm batting .350 on the season. Looking at the standings for the Allegheny Mountain Collegiate Conference, which Penn State Behrend plays in. They were part of kind of a controversial game as they were playing for their conference title in their final game, and after a rain delay, and then the way the sun was positioned on the field was in dead center where the umpires called it in extras. It was a tie game, so there's a tie on their record. Gives them a 10-5-1 record in conference, allowing another conference school to move to 11-5 on the season and win their conference outright. As Boehm looks at strike 3 called on the outside corner, breaking ball from Bates. He's set down for out number 1. Now batting the left fielder, number 34, Anthony Slate. So that'll bring Slate to the plate. He's fourth on the team in average at .405. Pitch misses low. Slate actually leads the team in average of guys that have played more than 30 games as he hits this one up the middle. That's going to be the first hit of the ball game for the Lions. Now batting the center fielder, number 22, Spencer Dietz. So speed is aboard at first as Slate's got 9 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught stealing twice. Dietz comes to the plate batting .288 on the year. And he's going to try and bunt, but it goes foul. Lions playing for the run early. So we'll see if Dietz tries to square around for a sac bunt again. Davis playing even at third base. Move over, goes past Miranda. Slate's going to round second, and he'll hold. Back pick, he's going to slide in safe, so he's going to advance on the air from Bates. Green, air +1. Count 0-1. Dietz squares around a bunt again, but pulls back. Evens the count 1-1. Pitch just at the knees, called for strike 2, 1-2 the count. It's a big hole through the left side as Bruder's playing behind second, keeping the runner close. That ball's lifted left side. It's going to go out of play. We'll redo the 1-2. Keep an eye on that Alma-Kalamazoo game as that plays into Adrian getting a share of the MIAA title and potentially the #1 seed to host the tournament. So this one's down, ball 2. Adrian is locked into at least the #2 seed, which means they will host one game of the MIAA tournament. That'll be on Wednesday, and it looks based on the standings that they're locked into hosting Hope College. That game will be Wednesday at Nicolay Field at 4 o'clock. Pitch outside, runs the count full. Right now, Kalamazoo and Alma tied 0-0, top of the second. This pitch misses low, ball 4. And that puts 2 men aboard for the Lions. Now batting the right fielder, number 13, Chase Palmer. Getting a switch of the communication watches that the Bulldogs have. Helps relay pitches from catcher to pitcher and also all around the field. So that way every fielder knows which pitch is coming. These devices have been more and more brought into play at the college level, especially with all the sign stealing that comes with baseball, whether you're standing on second or picking them from the dugout. So Chase Palmer comes to the plate, batting .272 on the season. 28 hits, 20 runs scored. 8 of his hits are doubles, and 2 of them are homers. So he lifts this one to center. And it's in and out of the glove of Shipman. So that's going to be E8, and that will allow for a run to score. Moves Dietz over to third. Slate comes in. That run currently sits as unearned. Now batting the catcher, number 44, Tom Nicely. So that brings Nicely to the plate. .292 average on the season. That pitch runs high, and Nicely is quickly ahead 2-0. Scheduled to be a pitch by committee day for the Bulldogs. Nicely grounds this one over to short. Bruder picks it up, fires it across the diamond for out number 2, but that will drive in a run. Someone will bring it back to the top of the order. Now batting the first baseman, number 18, Hank Schaefer. First pitch to Schaefer's a ball. This one's grounded over to third. Davis picks it up, fires across the diamond, and that'll be out number 3. But the Lions do strike back, respond with 2 runs of their own, brings our score 2-2. We'll head to the bottom of the second with the Bulldogs coming to bat. Leading off for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the second is left fielder number 14, Brendan Willitson. Willitson leads things off for Adrian here in the bottom of the second. He looks at called strike 1. Willitson on the season, making his 6th start, his 12th appearance on the year, batting just .200. Pitch is taken, ball low. 2-1. Like I was saying, a very important game for both these teams, as it could play into them getting an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament if their conference tournaments don't go well for them. So even though we're going with a little bit of a different lineup today, Adrian still needs to win. Wilson's ahead 3-1 and make that ball 4, so the leadoff man is aboard. Now batting the center fielder, number 31, Daniel Shipman. Bring Shipman to a plate, and we're going to get a quick mound visit here. So look ahead at the conference tournaments. Penn State Behrend will play LaRoche in the first game of their tournament. Looks like they grabbed the number 2 seed And then Adrian looks like they're locked into playing Hope, but we will see if they're facing them as the 2 seed or the 1 seed. Again, that all depends on this Kalamazoo-Alma series today. Again, doubleheader at Alma, a lot of possibilities, but the Bulldogs are rooting for Alma to sweep the doubleheader today and hand Adrian the number 1 seed for the MIAA tournament, slated to begin next week. First pitch to Shipman, called a strike. Shipman making his 3rd start of the year, his 5th appearance only, but he's batting .286, 2 hits out of 7 at-bats. He's scored twice. It's a pickoff attempt to check on Willitson at first. Next pitch misses high for a ball, 1-1 the count. In case you're just joining us, Adrian scored 2 in the first, and then the Lions answered back in the top of the second with a pair of runs. Both of them went unearned after an error by the pitcher on a pickoff attempt and then an error by Shipman in center field. Swing and a miss from Shipman, evens the count 2-2. Infield playing pretty straight up. Middle infield double play depth. Outfield playing straight up as well. There's another pickoff attempt over to first. Willitson dives back in safely. Willitson on the season does not have a stolen base attempt. That pitch runs high, running the count full. Three-two pitch, swing and a miss from Shipman. Strike 3. That'll be the first out of the inning. Now batting catcher number 13, Zach Wade. First pitch ball with a back pick from the catcher nicely. Over to first, not in time. Wade on the season making his 13th start, his 16th appearance, batting .086. So he fouls that one off. He's filling in for the everyday catcher David Kedro, who has the day off. Kedro transitioned to a catcher halfway through the year. That pitch misses high. Kedro normally a second baseman, but with a lot of middle infield solid bats in the Bulldog lineup, including Kedro's. They needed to find a spot for him, and he transitioned to the catcher role just to keep his bat in the lineup. Two-one pitch to Wade, called for a strike at the knees, evens the count 2-2. One out here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 2-2. Wade lifts this one into right field. Palmer's camping underneath it. He'll make the catch for the second out. And that'll bring up the top of the lineup. Now batting the shortstop, number 5, Nick Bruder. Bruder takes first pitch, called strike. He walked in his first time to the plate. That pitch is spiked in the dirt, but Willison's going to take second. They're going to give him a stolen base there, as he would have had that one stolen. Got a pretty good jump over at first base, so that's Willison's first stolen base of the season on his first attempt. Bruder with a check swing. Field umpire says no, he didn't. Count runs 2-1. They said Nick Bruder in line to become the MIAA batting champion. Hitting .399 on the season. He reaches for that one, fouls it off, evens the count 2-2. That pitch misses high, runs the count full. Tinker struggling to find the strike zone today as he's under 50% on strikes. This one's lifted in the center. It's going to get down. Willison's going to round third. He's going to score. And that's an RBI single for Nick Bruder. It's Bruder's 27th RBI of the season. And it comes with 2 outs in the bottom of the second, allowing Adrian to reclaim the lead, 3-2. Now batting the second baseman, number 4, Jacob Charles. So Charles will stand in. He reached on a hit. It was a triple to the right field cornerback in the first inning. He calls time. That's the that's the timeout for Charles at bat. The new pitch clock rules, the pitcher and the hitter get 1 timeout per at bat. The pitcher gets as many pickoff moves as he wants. That pitch is fouled back, 0-1 the count. The pitcher has 20 seconds to deliver the pitch, and the hitter must be in the box and looking at the pitcher by the 10-second mark. Charles swings and misses for strike 2. Another back pick from Nicely, but Bruder's back in safely. 0-2 the count to Charles, here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Back-to-back pickoff attempts from Tinker. And the 0-2 to Charles popped up and out of play. He'll stay alive. Pitch misses low and away, 1-2 the count. Short lead for Bruder at first. Charles looks at a pitch low for ball 2. Tinker already at 52 pitches today. 26 of them are strikes. And Charles lifts this one, fouling out of play. The 2-2 from Tinker. Inside, misses. Count runs full again. That's been the issue for Tinker today, is he's gotten into too many full count situations. Just running up his pitch count as the 8th pitch of this at-bat is on the way. And it's low and away for ball 4. So Tinker was ahead 0-2, and Charles battles back to walk. That puts runners at first and second. Now batting the third baseman, number 17, Ryan Davis. So that brings Davis to the plate. Adrian's leader in home runs with 4. He looks at ball 1. Davis holds the single season home run record for the Bulldogs as he hit 12 last year. This one's low for ball 2. Breaking ball outside, misses. 3-0 the count. Able to see people down in the Lion bullpen, but it doesn't look like anyone's up and working. A pick off to second. Bruder dives back in. There's a 3-0 pitch down the middle, called for a strike. Davis taking the whole way, especially after the walk to Charles, and now he was quickly ahead 3-0. But now he's got the 3-1 green light. And he'll look at strike 2. He thought that one was low. So another full count at bat for Tinker. He's now at 60 pitches. Davis fouls this one off to battle. Full count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Runners will be going on the pitch. Here's the 3-2 pitch. High was going to be ball 4, but Davis was able to get a piece of it fouled off. He saw fastball high, and he was hunting to lift it out of the ballpark. Bruder at second, Charles at first, both running on the pitch here, and that one catches the outside corner, called strike 3. And Adrian leaves 2 runners on base, and that'll end the bottom of the second. But the Bulldogs do get 1 and reclaim a 3-2 lead. We'll be back with the top of the top of the third. Ben Bates still on the mound for the Bulldogs. And the shortstop, Silvio Ionati, will lead off here for the Lions. Leading off in the top of the third for Behrend, shortstop number 7, Silvio Ionati. Ionati coming into today with a .400 batting average. He looks at ball one low. He walked in his first trip to the plate. Strike one, swing and a miss on a fastball right down the middle. Checking in on that Kalamazoo-Alma game. It's still 0-0, top of the fourth. Pitcher's duel. Kalamazoo with just one hit, Alma with two. That pitch misses low and away, bounces in the dirt. That one's right down the middle, swing and a miss from Ionati. He's having trouble catching up with the fastball from Bates. So we'll see what the two-strike pitch brings. Wade setting up low and away. It's a breaking ball. Ionati gets a piece of it, fouls it off. He'll stay alive. 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors for Behrend so far today. Both of their runs were unearned. For Adrian, 3 runs on 3 hits with 2 errors. Both those errors came in the top of the second, in which the Lions took advantage and scored both runs. That pitch misses out, run the count full. That one catches the inside corner, called strike 3 looking, and Ionati is sent down on strikes. First out of the inning for Adrian. Now batting the second baseman, number 6, Dylan Barnes. So that'll bring Barnes to the plate. He struck out his first at-bat. And he will foul this one off, takes it off the foot. Always a stinger there. Umpire will give him a minute to walk it off. Don't know if he caught it on the foot or the knee. I think he pointed at his knee. Oh, 1 is the count to Barnes. He looks like he's going to be okay and will continue with the at-bat. So here we go. 0-1 the count, 1 out, top of the third. Bulldogs leading 3-2. The 0-1 pitch from Bates swings, and it's another foul ball from Barnes. He's quickly down 0-2. Seems to be fine as he started to hustle down the line there. There's the 0-2. This one's lifted into right center. That's going to get down. Shipman picks up, fires it in. Barnes is headed for second, and he's got himself a double. That's the second hit of the day for the Lions. Now batting the third baseman, number 12, David Gibson. So that brings Gibson to the plate with a runner in scoring position, trailing by 1. Gibson came in today with a .371 batting average. He looks at first pitch low and away for a ball. He's 0-1 on the day with a ground out. This one lined over to Charles. It's going to short hop him. He'll keep it in front, pick it up, throw over to Miranda at first. That's the second out of the inning. Nice job there by Charles to check the runner at second, make sure he didn't take off for third. So Barnes stays at second. Now batting the designated hitter, number 15, Dan Boehm. That brings Boehm to the plate. He struck out his first time up and will swing and miss at the first pitch from Bates. So 2 outs here. Barnes standing on second for the Lions as they trail 3-2 here in the top of the third. This one popped up. Miranda camping under it at first. He'll catch that one for the final out of the inning, and the Bulldogs keep Barnes at second and hold on to the 3-2 lead. We'll head into the bottom of the inning. Adrian coming to bat. Welcome back. Bottom of the third. Adrian leads Penn State Behrend 3-2. Now batting the first baseman, number 30, A.J. Miranda. New arm for the Lions, lefty Colin Bola. It's his first pitch to A.J. Miranda is fouled off towards the Penn State dugout. 0-1 is the count to him. Bola on the season, making his 9th appearance. He started 5 games. He's got 1 complete game with a shutout. He also has a save. There's a swing and a miss from Miranda. Bola second on the team in innings pitched, 34 2/3. He's got a 2.34 ERA. That pitch misses high and away. He's allowed 13 runs on the season, just 9 of them earned. He's walked 14 and struck out 49, which leads the team. That pitch fouled off. Pitch misses low. I don't know if it's a pitch by committee day for the Lions as well, or if Tinker was pulled after throwing 60 pitches through 2 innings. 63 pitches. Breaking ball, swing and a miss from Miranda. And he'll be sent down on strikes. It's a nice breaking pitch. Starts outside and works his way down to Miranda's ankles. Now batting the right fielder, number 19, Jackson McGuigan. There's a breaking ball to McGuigan, jams him. That rolled over to short to Ionati. He picks up, fires across the diamond for the second out of the inning. They'll bring up designated hitter Anthony Manarino. Now batting the designated hitter, number 24, Anthony Manarino. So a lefty-lefty matchup. And another breaking ball called for a strike. Looks like the slider from Bull is his go-to pitch. There's another one. That one's misses low and away. Like I said, he struck out 49 guys coming into today, make it 50 with Miranda's strikeout. There's strike 2 to Manarino. So it's safe to say, based on his statistics for the year, that Bola is the ace of this Lions pitching staff. Strike 3 called. Breaking ball lands right down the middle, and that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Bola in the bottom of the third, but Bulldogs still hold a 3-2 lead as we head to the top of the fourth. Might be a new pitcher for Adrian. We'll find out when we come back. For the Lions in the top of the fourth, left fielder number 34, Anthony Slate. Welcome back, Anthony Slate leading off. New arm on the mound for the Bulldogs. It's Trip Russo. He's making just his third appearance this season. He's only thrown in 2 1/3 innings. He's senior from Tampa, Florida. First pitch to Slate's fastball called to strike on the outside corner. Like I said, this is kind of a pitch by committee day. Get some guys some innings and hopefully a warm up for the conference tournament when it all really matters. So that pitch misses just low. Evens count 1-1 for Slate. Slate's 1 for 1 on the day with a run scored. He lifts this one to right field. And McGuigan is there to make the catch for out number 1. Now batting center fielder number 22, Spencer Dietz. That brings Dietz to the plate. Dietz walked in his first time up and came around to score after the pair of Adrian errors in the second inning. He squares around to bunt and will foul it off. Bulldogs playing a little bit of a shift on Dietz. Charles playing deep in the hole at second. Bruder shifted just to the left of second base. Ryan Davis playing off the line. Was playing even with the bag, but now will step back as Dietz is down 0-2. Outfield pretty straight up, except Shipman in center, who shifted more towards right. Pitch from Russo is down low for a ball, 1-2 the count. Russo in his 2 appearances on the mound has struggled. He has an 11.57 ERA on the year, and opponents are hitting .364 off him. There's a check swing, ball bounces. Wade picks it up, fires it to first, so that'll be strike 3. 2-3 on the putout. And that's out number 2. Now batting right fielder number 13, Chase Palmer. So it brings Palmer to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day. And he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. I believe it was Palmer was the one that reached on the air by Shipman back in the second. Swing and a miss, high fastball, 0-2 the count. A little sidearm action from Russo there. Pitch misses outside, 1-2 the count. Here's a 1-2 from Russo. This one's hit over to Davis at third. He'll backhand it, pick it up, fire across the diamond. It's a 1-2-3 inning. And Trip Russo, nice job on the mound there. So we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Bulldogs leading the Penn State Behrend Lions 3-2. Leading off for the Bulldogs, left fielder number 14, Brendan Willitson. So Willitson leads off here in the bottom of the fourth. He'll look at a breaking ball called for a strike. Another lefty-lefty matchup here. Breaking ball misses low and away. Checking in on that Kalamazoo Alma game. Kalamazoo just grabbed a 1-0 lead here in the top of the fifth. Like I said, Adrian is rooting for Alma to sweep the doubleheader. It's called strike 1 and 2. However, a split of that series would still give Adrian a share of the MIAA tournament, but they will have the 2 seed and Kalamazoo will have the 1 seed. That comes down to the tiebreaker as a foul ball from Willitson is ripped into the Bulldog dugout. Everyone looks to be okay. Willitson grounds this one up the middle. Shortstop Ionati picks it up and will fire across for out number 1. Now batting center fielder number 31, Daniel Shipman. Shipman swings and misses at his first pitch. He struck out in his first at-bat today. Next pitch misses high and away. 1-1's the count. Slider inside, called for a strike. Adrian seems to be struggling with the breaking ball from Bola. Lots of movement to it. Not the fastest pitch, but plenty of run. That fastball runs high. Evens the count 2-2. A late break to that one. Shipman grounds it over to second. Barnes picks it up, flips it to Schaefer at first for out number 2. Now batting the catcher, number 13, Zach Wade. That brings Wade to the plate. Check swing at the breaking ball. Another called strike. Wade 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out. He looks at ball 1. There's a fastball, called strike 2. Defense playing straight up. Bola working quick on the mound. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, check swing. They appeal to first. No, he did not. So count evens 2-2 to Wade. This one's chopped over to Ionati at short. Long hop, pick it up, fire across. Schaefer scoops it out of the turf, and that is out number 3. So Adrian sent down 1, 2, 3, all 3 of them ground outs. So we'll head to the top of the 5th. Bulldogs still leading the Lions 3-2. Leading off for the Lions in the top of the 5th, catcher number 44, Tom Nicely. So Nicely will lead things off for Behrend in the top of the 5th. Trip Russo back on the mound for the Bulldogs after a quick 1-2-3 inning. He's had 11 pitches, 8 of them strikes, as Nicely grounds this one over to Davis at third. Fires across the diamond for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. And Penn State Behrend heads to the top of the order. Now batting the first baseman, number 18, Hank Schaefer. Schaefer comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Looks at first pitch fastball right down the middle for a called strike. Checking in on Kalamazoo and Alma. Kalamazoo picked up a second run in the top of the 5th. And then Alma was sent down 1-2-3 in the bottom half, so it's the top of the 6th, 2-0 Kalamazoo. Schaefer fouls this one away. He's quickly down 0-2. Adrian rooting for a late Alma comeback. Like I said, at least one win for Alma today would allow for a share of the title with Adrian. 2 wins would allow the Bulldogs to host. Breaking ball from Russo, catches the outside corner, called strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes to Schaefer, and he sat down for the second out of the inning. Now batting shortstop number 7, Silvio Ionati. Brings up Ionati, the shortstop. He is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. Fastball catches the outside corner, called strike. Russo doing a nice job attacking the zone. This one's popped up right side. McGuigan calling for it, the right fielder. He'll make the catch, and another 1-2-3 inning for Russo. So we head to the bottom of the 5th. Adrian still leads 3-2. Leading off for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the 5th, shortstop number 5, Nick Bruder. So Bruder will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th. Bola still on the mound for the Lions, and he will throw a first pitch strike to Bruder. Another breaking ball. Swing and a foul tip. Like I said, Adrian really struggling with the slider from Bola. They're yet to reach base since he's come in. Another one, a hard slider, low and in. Ball 1. 1-2 the count. Bruder on the day, 1 for 1 with a walk. Check swing high. A first base umpire says he did not get around on it, so ball 2. Pitch fouled off, so Bruder stays alive. A 2-2. That one down low. Did not go. Count runs full. 7th pitch of the at-bat on the way here from Bola. That one misses high, ball 4, so Bruder walks again. And Adrian has their leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 5th. Now batting second baseman number 4, Jacob Charles. A quick pickoff attempt from Bola. With the lefty move, Adrian's got to be looking out for. There's a long pause. Kicks, delivers. Call the strike. Charles squared around a bunt, but pulled back. Gibson playing in at third base, expecting a bunt. There's the lefty move over to first. Doesn't fool Bruder as he's back in time. Squares around the bunt. Breaking ball comes inside on him, and he'll foul it off. So Charles is quickly down 0-2. So he'll be swinging here. In case you're just joining us, Adrian scored 2 in the bottom of the first, responded by the Lions with 2 from them in the top of the second, both those runs unearned. Adrian got one back in the bottom of the second, and that's been it so far. So 3-2 our score here in the bottom of the 5th in favor of the Bulldogs. Fastball misses inside. Charles gets out of the way. 1-2 the count. Ben Bates went 3 innings for Adrian on the mound. And Trip Russo's taken over since. And Ethan Tinker was the starting pitcher. That one gets away. Bruder, a late jump. He's going to slide in safely on the wild pitch. That ball was spiked into the turf. Got away from nicely, but again, a late jump from Bruder. And he just made it to second. So runner in scoring position now for Charles. That pitch misses in. Count runs full. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. The 3-2 from Bola. Grounded over to short. That'll move the runner over as Bruder took off on that one right away on the high hop. So ground out 6-3 from Charles. But Bruder moves over to third, and that'll bring up third baseman Ryan Davis. Now batting third baseman number 17, Ryan Davis. First pitch to Davis, called a strike. Davis is just looking to lift something to the outfield, get that run in. And that one is jammed. They'll pop that one up to Schaefer over at first for out number 2. So Miranda needs a hit here to drive in Bruder and extend Adrian's lead. Now batting the first baseman, number 30, A.J. Miranda. Breaking ball right down the middle, called for a strike. 0-1 to Miranda. Miranda's 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI single. He had a base hit up the middle. He grounds this one over to third. It's going to land foul, so he's quickly down 0-2. Three to 2, our score here in the bottom of the fifth. 2 outs, 0-2 count to Miranda. Bruder stands on third. The 0-2 misses inside. There's that slider from Boa. I think it crossed the plate from up here. That one will hit Miranda. So Bulldogs have runners at the corners now for Jackson McGuigan. Now batting the right fielder, number 19, Jackson McGuigan. So runners at the corner, 2 outs here, bottom of the fifth. McGuigan at the plate. First pitch fastball from Boa, called a strike. Something we haven't seen too much from him is a first pitch fastball. Like I've said, he's kind of leaning more on that slider that's been effective lately for the Bulldogs. There's to be some sort of a changeup there that catches the middle of the plate for strike 2. So McGuigan's quickly down 0-2. McGuigan gets a piece of this one, lofts it over, and ooh, a collision middle infield. Ball is caught by Dylan Barnes for the third out of the inning, but he collides with Ionati. Looks to be a little shaken up on the play, but is okay and will come off the field, so that'll do it in the bottom of the fifth. Adrian leaves runners on the corners, and we head to the 6th inning with Bulldogs leading 3-2. In the top of the 6th for the Lions, second baseman number 6, Dylan Barnes. Welcome back, top of the 6th, Adrian leading 3-2. Trip Russo back out on the mound. Dylan Barnes looks to be okay as he leads off the inning for Penn State Behrend, and will rip this one to left. It's going to one-hop the wall. Willitson picks it up, fires it in, and Barnes has himself a leadoff double. First hit Russo's given up as he's starting his 3rd inning of work. Now batting third baseman number 12, David Gibson. So Gibson comes to the plate, runner in scoring position. That's the tying run standing out there on second. Defensive change for Adrian, now at second base, replacing Jacob Charles is number 8, Rolando Jimenez. First pitch to Gibson is taken for a ball. Next pitch, called a strike. That pitch misses low, brings the count 2-1. Some work over in the Adrian bullpen. This one's popped up and out of play. Evens the count 2-2. The sun's starting to peek out a little bit. It's been a very cloudy afternoon here at Nicolay Field. A cloudy weekend for graduation weekend as Adrian College will hold its commencement tomorrow afternoon starting at 3 o'clock. Breaking ball is away, and Gibson gets a piece of it, fires it to right field. McGuigan slow to get the ball in, but that'll hold the runners at the corner, so a pair of hits so far for the Lions. Brings Dan Boehm to the plate, the designated hitter. He'll swing and foul first pitch off. Now batting designated hitter number 15, Dan Boehm. Eddie Behrend is in the bullpen for Adrian. Oh, 1 to Boehm, misses high. So 1-1 is the count. Middle infield double play depth. Miranda holding the runner on at first. Davis playing deep at third. That pitch gets away, wild pitch. Russo's not there covering the plate. The runner's taken off for third. Russo fires over, he's going to be safe. So Barnes scores on the wild pitch, and Gibson makes it all the way over to third. Quick timeout here from our catcher, Zach Wade. Looks like something came loose on his mask. So the game is tied at 3. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Pitch misses in for a ball that brings the count 3-1. This one's lifted deep and out of play. So the count runs full to Boehm. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Leading run standing on third. It's 3-3. That run was the first run scored in this game since the second inning. This one's grounded over to Bruder at short. He'll pick it up, fire across the diamond. That's out number 1, but the run will score. So an RBI ground out to Boehm. Now batting the left fielder, number 34, Anthony Slate. That brings Slate to the plate. Base is empty now. Calls called strike on the bunt attempt. So now the Lions lead 4-3, and that just shows even if you make a wild pitch, you still got to field your position, cover home, and Russo wasn't there, fell asleep a little bit, so Wade tossed it to nobody, and that's what allowed Gibson to come around and score. So credit a mental error to Trip Russo. Count 0-2 to Slate. He pops this one up, right side, going out of play. That ball will fall foul. So like I said, even though this is a non-conference contest, it's still an important one when it comes to your RPI and regional rankings, as it will help pick up an at-large bid if it comes down to that. Slate fouls another pitch off, so we'll redo the 0-2 again. RPI increases even more with the tougher competition, so these teams are definitely tough opponents against each other, as Adrian is 26-13 on the season, and Penn State Behrend 24-10-1. Slider misses low and away, 1-2 the count. I was saying that one tie for Penn State Behrend came as they were fighting for a conference title, and the umpires called the game in extra innings as a tie as the sun was sinking too low out in center field. And the umpires made a decision for player safety, and the league stood with that decision. So it recognized the tie, and they fell about half a game short of sharing their conference title. Slate lifts this one into left field. Willitson camping underneath it. He'll make the catch for out number 2. And it looks like we're going to get a pitching change here. 36 pitches for Trip Russo. He goes 2 2/3 innings. Unless Trip appears in a conference tournament game or potentially a regional, this might be the last time Trip Russo sees the mound, so lots of hugs on the mound to his teammates. But we will take a break as our new pitcher warms up, and we'll tell you about him when we come back. Now batting the center fielder, number 22, Spencer Dietz. New pitcher for the Bulldogs with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, Eddie Behrend. He'll face Spencer Dietz, who fouls the first pitch back. Behrend, his 8th appearance on the season, a 7.71 ERA. He's thrown 9 1/3 innings, allowed 12 runs, 8 of them earned. He's walked 7 and struck out 7. Pitch taken for a ball, 1-1 is the count. Ball misses low, 2-1. So the Lions lead now 4-3 after scoring 2 runs this inning on a wild pitch and then an RBI ground out. Called strike on the inside corner, 2-2. Adrian shifted to the right side for Dietz. Davis playing off the line at third. Breaking ball just misses low and away. Looked good from up here. Count runs full. Strike 3, fastball swinging, and that'll sit down Dietz, and that'll end the top of the 6th. But the Lions grab 2 runs on a pair of hits, and they claim a 4-3 lead here as we enter the bottom of the 6th. So we'll be right back. Bulldogs coming to bat just after this. Leading off for Adrian in the bottom of the 6th, designated hitter Anthony Manarino. So Manarino leads things off here in the bottom of the 6th. New pitcher for the Lions, it's Jake Menendo. He's on for his 10th appearance this season. He's made 2 starts, earned a save, has thrown 23 innings. A 1.17 ERA on the year, so he's had a very successful season so far, mostly in relief. He's allowed 4 runs on the year, just 3 of them earned. He's walked 12, struck out 27. Opponents just hitting 190 against him. Manarino is ahead 2-1. If you're just joining us, Penn State grabbed the lead in the top of the 6th on a wild pitch and an RBI ground out. They lead Adrian 4-3. Pitch misses in. Count runs 3-1. Manarino entered today with a .417 batting average. He's played in 11 games. This is his 2nd start. He fouls one off. The count runs full. A lot of his appearances have been pinch hitting opportunities. He's got 12 at-bats entering today. He's got 5 hits with 5 RBIs. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball, and Manarino has sat down for the first out of the inning. Now batting the left fielder, number 14, Brendan Willitson. So that brings Willitson to the plate. Looks at first pitch, called a strike. Willitson is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a run scored. He's also stolen a base. So he skies this one into the outfield. Slate camping under it in left. He'll make the out. And quickly 2 outs here for Adrian, and Menendo is only 8 pitches in. Now batting center fielder number 31, Daniel Shipman. Shipman comes to the plate and watches strike 1. He is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. Checking in on Kalamazoo, Alma. Kalamazoo still leads 2-0. They're in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody out. Alma's got 5 hits. Kalamazoo's got 4. Again, Adrian is rooting for Alma in this doubleheader, as an Alma sweep will bring the MIAA tournament to Adrian, as Adrian will claim the number 1 seed and a share of the conference title. Counts 2-2 to Shipman. If Kalamazoo sweeps, they will win the MIAA outright, and if a split of today's doubleheader, Adrian will share the title with Kalamazoo, but the tournament will be at Kalamazoo, as Kalamazoo holds the tiebreaker over Adrian, 2-1 on that series earlier this year. Swing and a miss to Shipman, strike 3, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Menendo. That will end the bottom of the 6th, so Lions are holding on to the 4-3 lead. We enter the 7th inning. Bienez coming back out to the mound for the Bulldogs. And leading off in the top of the 7th for Penn State Behrend, the right fielder number 13, Chase Palmer. So Palmer leads things off here in the top of the 7th. Lions lead 4-3. Squares around to bunt. It's right out front. Wade bobbles it. It's going to go as E2, as he should have picked that one up cleanly. It's the 3rd error of the game for the Bulldogs. Now batting catcher number 44, Tom Nicely. That brings Nicely to the plate with the leadoff Man aboard. Nicely squares around to bunt, but pulls it back. 1-0 is the count. Alma has scored a run in their game, making it 2-1. They're still batting a pitching change for Kalamazoo. A delayed steal. No one yelled anything. So a stolen base from Palmer, and that puts a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Count 2-0 to Nicely. This one bunted right out in front of the plate. Wade picks up, fires to third. He is safe. Slides around the tag. So Nicely reaches on a fielder's choice, and Coach Rainey wants to have a word with the field umpire. He's saying he slid around the tag, and that would put runners at the corners. He's saying he missed the arm on the tag. The throw beat him. Davis swiped the tag, and I think he thought he missed at first and reached again, and I think the umpire saw that, and Davis kind of admitted fault a little bit that he missed the tag after that. So we're runners at the corners, nobody out here. That brings up the top of the order. Now batting the first baseman, number 18, Hank Schaefer. They're bringing Schaefer to the plate. He'll take first pitch called strike. Davis playing even at third. Double play depth for the middle infield. Breaking ball, fouled off, 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss, strike three, a big strikeout there for Behrend. That's the first out of the inning. Now batting shortstop, number 7, Silvio Ionati. In the Alma-Kalamazoo game, Alma has tied the game. There's a bunt. Behrend picks it up, throws to first, he's safe. That's going to be a RBI single. Another unearned run. As Palmer, who scored, reached on an error to start the inning. So it's 5-3 in favor of the Lions. That pitch gets away. So both runners advance on the wild pitch. Batter is second baseman, number 6, Dylan Barnes. So one out, double play is taken away. As the only force out Adrian has is going to first. Barnes lifts this one out of play. 1-1's now the count. 5 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Behrend. 3 runs on 3 hits with 3 errors for Adrian. So the errors have been killer, as 3 of the 5 runs come unearned. And the other thing that's been a killer for the Bulldogs has been wild pitches. Barnes lifts this one into the outfield. It's high, deep into center. Shipman tracks it down, makes the catch. He'll fire it in, but that'll score nicely from third. Ionati moves up from second to third on the sacrifice fly. Now batting third baseman number 12, David Gibson. That brings Gibson to the plate. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Penn State Behrend extends their lead to 6-3. As Gibson looks at first pitch breaking ball, called for a strike. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. As of now, Trip Russo is lined up to get the loss, and Colin Bola for Penn State's in line to get the win. But 9 more outs for the Bulldogs at the plate. That pitch is fouled off. 0-2 is the count. Up in Alma, it's tied 2-2 in the top of the 8th, so good things in sight for Adrian. That pitch misses away. That pitch is fouled out of play. We'll redo the 1-2. On the softball side of things, Adrian takes game 1 of the doubleheader on the road at Kalamazoo, 12-4. So they're lined up for another MIAA tournament appearance. This one's lifted into center, going back on a Shipman. He'll camp under it, make the catch for out number 3. But the Lions add 2 more on 1 hit, 1 error. They left a runner stranded at third. They jump out to a 6-3 lead. So Bulldogs coming to bat. They have some work to do. We'll see what they can do when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, pitch batting for the Bulldogs, number 20, Teddy Wagner. So Wagner will lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th for the Bulldogs. Pinch hitting for catcher Zach Wade. Menendo's still on the mound for the Lions. He evens the count 1-1 to Wagner. Wagner on the season hitting .338. 29 games played, 19 starts. He's got 23 hits, 5 of which are doubles, 2 are homers, and 22 RBIs as he looks at strike 2. Wagner more of a designated hitter role. Pitch misses outside. Menendo came to a pause on his leg lift, trying to throw the timing off of Wagner with 2 strikes. Pitch ripped foul. So we will redo the 2-2. Pitch goes high, 3-2 the count. Wagner's came around to score 17 times on the year. A lot of his pinch hitting appearances when he reaches base, as he does right there. We're going to see a pinch runner for Wagner now. Number 12 is going to run at first base. It's number 12, Andrew Klaus. Ladies and gentlemen, pinch running at first base, number 12, Andrew Klaus. The batter is shortstop, number 5, Nick Bruder. So Klaus pinch running at first for Wagner. Klaus is appearing in his 5th game on the year. He's stolen 2 bases on 2 attempts, so he's perfect on the base paths. We'll see if he takes off here. Center fielder shifting way over to right center as Bruder's been able to put the ball the other way. He fouls the first pitch off, but that leaves a huge gap left center for Bruder. If he could find it, he'll run for days. 0-1 the count. Adrian trailing 6-3, bottom 7, nobody out. Pitch just catches the outside corner for a called strike. 0-2 the count to Bruder. Bruder on the day 1 for 1 with an RBI, a run scored, a stolen base, and a pair of walks. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Now batting second baseman number 8, Rolando Jimenez. So Rolando Jimenez will come up to the plate for his first at-bat today. He came in as a defensive replacement for Jacob Charles, who started at started at second base. This pitch ripped foul out of play. Jimenez has been a tough person to take out of the lineup. Wasn't an everyday starter at the beginning of the year and got his opportunity, ripped a couple doubles and a triple into the gap, and has been a guy that has been in the lineup every day since. As he looks at called strike 2, 0-2 the count. But Jimenez appearing in his 13th game. He's got 8 starts, but he's batting .441. 5 doubles, 2 triples. And he's got 12 RBIs, 15 hits, 12 runs scored, and 34 at-bats. His on-base percentage, .500. Menendo very focused on Klaus over at first. Jimenez fouls this one out of play. We'll redo the 0-2 pitch. One-way lead for Klaus over at first. He takes off, though, breaking ball. And Klaus is gunned out at second. Caught stealing. It's a nice play there by the catcher nicely, but not what Adrian wanted. So 1-2 is the count to Jimenez. Ball misses outside, not by much. Brings the count 2-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Adrian trailing by 3. Pitch is high. Count runs full. Menendo working out of the windup now. That pitch called a strike. Not even close. So Jimenez gets called out on strikes, and that was not a good call by the umpire there, but that'll do it for Adrian in the bottom of the 7th. We'll head to the 8th. New pitcher coming on for the Bulldogs. We'll tell you about him when we come back. Welcome back. Top of the 8th. New pitcher for the Bulldogs, Griffin Firestein. Marshall Smith comes in to catch, replacing pinch runner Andrew Klaus. Adrian still trailing by 3. 6-3 our score. Ball misses low. Leading off, designated hitter number 15, Dan Boehm. Boehm starts off the top of the 8th with a single to center field. Now batting left fielder number 34, Anthony Slate. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner at first base. Going to be number 28. Now running at first base, number 28, Trent Burchanowski. Burchanowski running at first. Slate at the plate. Looks at first pitch ball. Burchanowski appearing in his 17th game of the season. Doesn't seem to be a threat on the bases as he's got no stolen bases on the year. Slate takes a called strike, evens the count 1-1. Solid lead for Burchanowski at first, and Firestein will check on him. Another arm warming up in the Adrian bullpen. Kalamazoo and Alma are in the top of the ninth, still tied 2-2. A pitch hit foul, 1-2 the count. Now, if that game were to go into extra innings, game 2 of their doubleheader will be 7 innings. Here's the 1-2 from Firestein. That one's lifted down the right field line and foul. Brock Shoemaker warming up in the Adrian bullpen. This ball rolled over to Bruder at short. He'll flip to second to Jimenez, get the first out, not in time at first. So a fielder's choice to slate Burchanowski out at second. And there's one out now here in the top of the 8th. Now batting center fielder number 22, Spencer Dietz. That brings Dietz to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a run scored. If I remember correctly, Dietz reached on the air by Shipman in center field in the second inning. That led to a pair of runs. He squares around to bunt again. I think he's also done that every at-bat so far. So the count's 1-1. Davis playing even with the bag, a little in at third. Middle infield shifted over, double play depth. Miranda holding the runner on at first. Another square around. It's called a strike. 1-2's the count. Pitch gets away. It's a wild pitch. 2-2 is the count. Slate advances to second. It's another wild pitch for Adrian today. Adrian been struggling with wild pitches with errors as they have 3 already today, and then the hitting has not been there. So they only have 3 hits on the afternoon. Firestein catches the outside corner, called strike 3 for the second out of the inning. Better is right fielder number 13, Chase Palmer. That brings Palmer to the plate. 0 for 3 on the day with a run scored. He reached on an error. His last plate appearance, he bunted, and catcher Zach Wade had trouble picking up the ball, so he reached first and ended up coming around to score. Firestein flips one in there, called strike. Count goes to 1-1. This one hit foul down the third baseline. 1-2's the count. Six runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Lions. 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors for the Bulldogs on the day. Adrian's been scoreless since the second inning. They scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second. That one misses low. 2-2 the count. Penn State Behrend put up 2 in the second, 2 in the sixth, and 2 in the seventh. 3 of those runs are unearned. Pitch from Firestein misses. 3-2's the count. Count runs full here to Palmer, runner at second. It's a 3-2 swing and a miss through a high fastball, strike three. So Firestein keeps the Lions scoreless in the eighth. Score remains 6-3. Bulldogs chances coming to an end soon. They need to put some runs on the board here in the bottom of the eighth. We'll see what the Bulldogs can do. Leading off for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the eighth, third baseman number 17, Ryan Davis. We're back, bottom of the eighth. Adrian still trailing by 3. Ryan Davis to lead things off. He looks at first pitch called a strike. This pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. Pitch misses way outside for a ball. Count evens 2-2. Davis on the day 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, so not the greatest performance out of him, but he looks at ball 3, misses out. That was the same pitch that rung up Jimenez last inning. Davis rips this one, but a jumping catch by Barnes at second. And that gives us out number 1 here in the bottom of the eighth. Now batting first baseman number 30, A.J. Miranda. Pause the music. Pause the music. Miranda swings first pitch, rolls it over to shortstop. It's going to be a short throw. We're going to give that one a hit. That was deep in the hole there. So Miranda reaches base. First hit for the Bulldogs in a while. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. It's going to be number 26, Easton Rogers. Ladies and gentlemen, now pinch batting for the Bulldogs, number 26, Easton Rogers. Rogers, the everyday left fielder for the Bulldogs. He's batting .314 on the year. 33 hits, 7 doubles, 3 home runs, 23 RBIs. He's come around to score 21 times. Rogers swings, hits this one to center field. Going back on it is Dietz. He'll make the catch. That is out number 2. So Miranda retreats back to first, and we'll see Anthony Manarino. Now batting designated hitter number 24, Anthony Manarino. Manarino at the plate, 0 for 3 on the day with 3 strikeouts. So that first pitch, fastball high, ball 1. Check swing. Did he go around? Umpires say no. 2-0 the count. I think Adrian caught a little bit of a break there. Checking in on the Kalamazoo-Alma game. Kalamazoo has scored 2 in the top of the 9th, led off by a solo home run. Then a walk, a stolen base, and a single up the middle gives them a 4-2 lead. So they head to the bottom of the 9th. Alma's got 3 chances left. Manarino fouls a pitch off. 2-1's the count. Short lead for Miranda at first. Pitch called strike right at the knees to Manarino. Evens the count 2-2. They'll swing at this one low, get a piece of it fouled off to keep battling. Count remains 2-2. This is a big at-bat for the Bulldogs here with 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, trailing by 3. Umpire calls a ball in. No, he did not go on the check swing. Count runs full. Menendo at 45 pitches this afternoon. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming. Menendo worried about Miranda a bit too much. This is the time to just go at the hitter. 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. You're leading by 3. And Miranda means nothing at first. Manarino fouls that pitch off, still continues to battle. One out in the bottom of the 9th for Alma. Kalamazoo leads that game 4-2. Ball misses inside, ball 4. That puts runners at first and second. I believe we're going to see a pinch runner for Manarino at first. So pinch runner and a pinch batter. Now running at first base for the Bulldogs, number 33, Cam Oliver. Also pinch batting for Adrian, number 10, Joe Casal. So a mound visit by the Lions, a pinch runner at first, Cam Oliver, and a pinch batter at the plate, Joe Casal. Casal hitting for Willitson. Batting .328 on the season, 40 hits, 33 runs scored, 8 doubles, 3 triples, and a pair of homers to go with 23 RBIs. So Casal coming up in a big situation here. Oliver brings some speed over at first. He's 2 for 2 on the season in stolen bases, so he's got some speed that if Casal can rip this ball in the gap, could potentially score from first. Casal looks at first pitch off speed from Menendo, called a strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Miranda at second, Oliver at first, Casal at the plate. Penn State Behrend leading Adrian 6-3. Here's the 0-1 from Menendo. Misses low in the dirt. Ball 1. Menendo comes set. Kicks and fires. Casal lifts this one up and out of play. 1-2's the count. Pitch misses high, 2-2 the count. Big gap left center field for Casal. Here's the 2-2. Pitch misses high, count runs full. Shipman waits on deck, but we might have a pinch hitter for him as Casal rips this one over to third. It's bobbled. Casal running hard to first, and they recover. Gets them in time, and that'll end the inning. So Adrian leaves runners stranded at first and second. Gibson recovers his bobble and makes the play. And that'll do it in the bottom of the 8th. Adrian leaves a pair of runners on base. They get 1 hit, but it's still 6-3 in favor of the Lions. We head to the 9th. Firestein back on the mound, looking to keep Penn State Behrend off the board. Welcome back. Top of the 9th. Penn State Behrend leading 6-3 over Adrian. Easton Rogers stays in the game. He'll play left field. Joe Casal staying in the game. He'll play right field. Tom Nicely to the plate. Leading off for the Lions in the top of the 9th, catcher number 44, Tom Nicely. Nicely looks at first pitch away for a ball. And next pitch looks at that one for a called strike. Nicely on the day, 0 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Ball misses low. Nicely hits this one off the end of the bat, but it still flies deep to center where Shipman will make the catch for out number 1. Now batting the first baseman, number 18, Hank Schaefer. So Schaefer, the leadoff hitter for the Lions, comes to the plate. He is 0 for 4 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. He looks at first pitch called a strike on the outer half. Firestein working quick. Breaking ball misses in. 1-1. Kalamazoo took game 1 of that series, so the conference tournament will not be played at Adrian. They will get the first round game on Wednesday. That game's going to take place at 4 o'clock, but then the rest of the tournament on Thursday and Friday will be at Kalamazoo. Adrian's still rooting for Alma in this game, because if Alma takes game 2 of the doubleheader, the Bulldogs will have a share of the MIAA title. If Kalamazoo wins game 2 of the doubleheader, they will sweep their series against Alma and win the MIAA outright. 3-1 the count to Schaefer, and ball 4 misses low and away. So Schaefer is aboard with a walk. Now batting shortstop number 7, Silvio Ionati. Ionati comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a walk and an RBI and a strikeout. He grounds this one to Bruder at short. He'll flip it to Jimenez. Jimenez turns, fires the first. Double play, 6-4-3. And that'll do it here in the top of the 9th. Let's hope that double play turns some momentum to Adrian as they are down to their final 3 outs, trailing Penn State Behrend 6-3. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Bulldogs coming to bat just after this. Ladies and gentlemen, now pinch batting for the Bulldogs, number 11, Lincoln Hayward. Lincoln Hayward to lead things off here in the bottom of the 9th. He looks at first pitch for a ball. Hayward on the season, appearing in his 21st game. He's batting .235, 8 hits on the year, 35 at-bats. He looks at call strike 1. One of those hits is a double, another is a home run. He's got 8 RBIs on the year. The 1-1 to Hayward, breaking ball misses away. Menendo looking to pick up his 2nd save of the season. Called strike 2. Menendo starting his 4th inning of work in relief. Ball misses outside. Count runs full to Hayward. Hayward, if he reached bases, is 1 for 1 in stolen bases on the season. Swings, chops this one. High chopper over to first. Lincoln Hayward will beat it out. The throw goes wide. It's going to go as E5. Another pinch batter for the Bulldogs is going to be number 6, Travis Lifford, as Hayward is on for the leadoff man aboard. Now pinch batting for the Bulldogs, number 6, Travis Lifford. Lifford watched his first pitch call, the fastball strike. Lifford on the season, appearing in his 17th game, 194 batting average. He's got 6 hits, 2 of them doubles, 1 a triple. He's got 1 RBI on the year. His Be a nice time to find that left center gap that's been open all day. Fastball misses low, evens the count 1-1. Hayward with a short lead at first. Right now he means nothing. Adrian needs to be smart on the bases here in the ninth as Lifford rips a single to center. Hayward moves to second, and we got runners at first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth for the potential MIAA batting champion, Nick Bruder. Now batting shortstop, number 5, Nick Bruder. We are going to get a mound visit here. Bruder on the day is 1 for 2 with a pair of walks, an RBI, and a strikeout. Looks like we are going to get a pitching change, actually. Menendo's day comes to an end at 62 pitches. He completed 3 innings of work, started a 4th. He will be responsible for the runners at first and second if they were to come around and score, so we'll get a pitching change. We'll take a break and tell you about our new pitcher when we come back. The batter is number 5, Nick Bruder. A pitching change for the Lions. Now on to pitch, number 42, Joe Lang. He's making his 10th appearance. I guess you can consider him the closer as he leads the team with 2 saves on the year. A 1.53 ERA. He is 0-1 on the year, 17 2/3 innings pitched. First pitch to Bruder is a fastball, swing and a miss. Lincoln Hayward on second, Travis Lifford on first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. Adrian trailing by 3. Lang fires a fastball on the outside corner, strike 2. Oh, 2 the count to Bruder. This is a big at-bat. Lang kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses outside. 1-2. Big gap to right center right now. Let's see if Bruder can find it. The 1-2 pitch. Bruder pops it up, lifts it out of play. He's battling up at the plate. Rolando Jimenez waits on deck. Breaking ball. Outside, gets away. Runners will advance on the wild pitch. So 2 ducks on the pond for Nick Bruder. A single should score 2. Adrian trails 6-3. They got 5 hits on the afternoon, 3 errors. Penn State Behrend 6 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. The error came this inning. Bruder staying alive as he fouls off another pitch. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming. More about Joe Lang. He's walked 10 batters on the year, but struck out 23. That pitch misses low. The count runs full. Opponents are just hitting .242 against Lang. He's given up 16 hits on the year. 6 of them are doubles. This one jams Bruder. Ionati's going to pick it up, fire over to first for the out. Lifford advances to third. Hayward scores. That's an unearned run as Hayward reached on an error to start the inning. Now batting second baseman number 8, Rolando Jimenez. It brings up Rolando Jimenez. Score 6-4. Jimenez 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. He lifts this one high and out of play. One thing about Nicolay Field is there's not much room down the foul lines once you get towards the outfield, so that ball lands out of play. 0-1 the count to Jimenez. Infield playing straight up. Pitch misses low and away. Ball 1. Outfield straight up as well. Center shifted slightly over to left. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ball over the head of Jimenez. Lifford standing on third, waiting to come home. Adrian looking to rally late this afternoon. The 2-1 pitch misses low, 3-1. Called strike 2. Count runs full. Base hit, ball 4 is what Jimenez is looking for. Just continue to pass the torch and go from there. Ball misses low, ball 4. Runners at the corners. That'll bring up Ryan Davis. Now batting third baseman number 17, Ryan Davis. Davis comes to the plate. He's 0 for 4 on the day with 2 strikeouts. He's looking for his first hit of the game. Davis is due for one. Takes first pitch fastball on the outside corner, called for a strike. Big gap in right center. We'll see if Davis can go the other way with it. Pickoff over to first. Jimenez is back in time. Runners at the corners. Jimenez at first. Lifford at third. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Bulldogs trailing by 2. Ball misses low, evens the count 1-1. Davis entered today's game with a .320 batting average, 29 RBIs. He's got 4 homers. Right now would be a perfect time for one and end the game on one swing of the bat. One and one the count. Wayne kicks and fires. Davis rolls it up the middle. Barnes is going to step on second, fire over to first. It bobbles it. So a run will score. It's going to be a fielder's choice E3. Lifford scores. There will be a pinch runner. Now batting first baseman number 30, A.J. Miranda. Is that Boyke at first? I didn't see. Miranda rips this one through the right side, keeps the inning alive. Adrian pinch ran at first. That was Jack Boyke. Ladies and gentlemen, pinch running at first is number 1, Philip Villardo. Also pinch running is at second base is number 9, Jack Boyke. The batter is left fielder number 26, Easton Rogers. So Rogers comes to the plate, tying run on second base in scoring position. Winning run at first, Rogers at the plate. He takes first pitch, called a strike, just gets the outside corner. Rogers entered today's game with a .314 batting average. He flew out deep to center on the first pitch he saw. Ball misses away. 6-5 the score. 2 runs have come in so far here in the bottom of the 9th. There's 2 outs. 1-1 the count to Rogers. Runners at first and second. Rogers takes fastball right down the middle, called strike 2. Rogers down to his final strike here. Looking to keep the game alive and pass the torch. David Kedrow waiting on deck, the pinch hitter. He would pinch hit for Cam Oliver. Rogers battles, fouls one off to the backstop. Bulldogs battling late here. These 2 runs in the 9th are their first time they've scored since the 2nd inning. Ball misses high, evens the count 2-2. 6 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors for Penn State. Behrend, 5 runs on 6 hits with 3 errors for Adrian. And Rogers is looking to tie this game up with a base hit right here. Big gap in left center. The pitch, he fouls another one off. Stays alive. Center fielder shifted over towards right center, leaving a big gap on the left side. Shortstop's playing deep, leaves a pretty big hole through the infield on the left side as well. Here's the 2-2 to Rogers. Pitch misses outside for a ball. Count runs full. Full count, 2 outs. A pair of pinch runners on the bases, so there is speed aboard. They will be going on the pitch. If Rogers can smack one of the gap, it could score 2. The runners go. Rogers swings down the third base line. It's going to be a long throw, and they make it. Penn State Behrend holds on and defeats the Bulldogs 5-3 on the putout, and that'll be it. Penn State Behrend takes the game 6-5. Winning pitcher this afternoon is Colin Bola. He moves to 4-2 on the season. Losing pitcher is Trip Russo. He falls to 0-1 on the year. Credit Joe Lang with his 3rd save of the season. That'll do it. Adrian moves to 26-14 on the year. Penn State Behrend moves to 25-10-1. They have one more regular season game left tomorrow as they travel to Mount Union. That was who Adrian was originally supposed to play earlier in the year, but it was rained out, so Penn State Behrend will play, that's going to be a home game for them. That game will start at 1 p.m. The Bulldogs, though, are in the MIAA tournament. They have locked in the 2 seed with Kalamazoo taking game 1 of that doubleheader against Alma, so they will host a game. It's probably going to be Hope, I believe. I think they have the tiebreaker over Alma from their season. So if Alma were to lose this game to Kalamazoo, it'll be Hope that they're playing. So still a lot to work out here in the MIAA tournament standings, but the Bulldogs will host a first-round game on Wednesday at 4 p.m. here at Nicolay Field, and the rest of the tournament will be at Kalamazoo. So from everyone here at Adrian College, we thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Prang. Bulldogs lose to Penn State Behrend in their final regular season game 6-5.
continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today.